finished Better Call Saul today, the whole series, last episode of the 6th season. It's tough for me to say that it was better than Breaking Bad, just because Breaking Bad was so influential to me in my memory. It's also funny because I watched Breaking Bad when it was on the air, and I watched it while it was airing, and so the span of that show feels so long, like, a decade almost is what it at least feels like. And then I watched Better Call Saul in 2 months. So thinking about how there's more episodes of Better Call Saul than there are Breaking Bad is hard to wrap my mind around. But I'm going back and I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad again. I haven't watched it all the way through. I haven't rewatched any of it, frankly, since I watched it originally on air. And they don't need to be compared. It's not a competition. I think they're both going to be really, really great in their own right. But I think for me personally, there is a good chance as I go back and rewatch Breaking Bad, there's just certain elements of Better Call Saul that I do think are just more refined. But time will tell. I also feel a little bit of this old inspirational magic that came from Better Call Saul that I felt when I watched Breaking Bad. So I'm going back to rewatch some of it. Mostly just the setting of New Mexico, Albuquerque, just that desert, vast landscape, dry, lots of, there's just so much Foley art, there's so much attention paid into sound effects. It reminds me a lot of certain moments in Quentin Tarantino movies, specifically at the beginning of Inglourious Bastards, where the Jew hunter is having a conversation, and the way that they smoke a cigarette and you can hear the tip of the cigarette burning, and that's so defined in the scene. And both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul have that, but Better Call Saul really feels that way. I mean, the atmosphere is really created by the sound effects. So, and I remember that of Breaking Bad, but just having watched the pilot tonight for Breaking Bad, it's such a different time. The early 2000s, pre-2010 was just such a different style of television. And I'm curious to see how the voice develops post-pilot. So we'll see.